breeze on me.
So I mainly follow the charts over at the Talk of the Charts Discord server, and therefore witnessed in real time the destruction of the hot dance charts and the creation of a whole nother chart that is both way too short and equally dog shit at calling dance music when they hear it. In response to this, a bunch of people over there decided, fuck it, and just made their own dance chart that measures the success of a song globally through publicly available streams, airplay, and Shazam data. Whilst there's obviously some blind spots, as there are for pretty much any chart relating to music, considering it's based purely off what little is publicly available, I think it represents the state of global dance music really well, even if the quality is well, you know. You can hear these Brazilian phonk songs playing right now. If they can't be fucked to make them sound passable, then I sure as hell can't be fucked to say anything about them. This one's like relatively fine though. One of the few that sounds a little distinct whilst not being anywhere near as ear-splitting as Aris's horrendous first hit. Still can't be bothered to place it any higher though, because this trend needs to fucking die, and I mean now, not later. Aren't these songs supposed to have like energy or something? Every part of this beat radiates Dua Lipa pencil sharpen energy, and for a Brazilian funk song that's a slow and painful death. The reggaeton bits aren't any better though, not helped by the fact that this guy sounds like he's calling in his vocal performance through Zoom. This is absolutely as bad as all the Brazilian funk stuff for the record. It's a Romanian dressed in copyright evasion marshmallow kit collabing with another Romanian grasping onto the gentrified edges of funk mandalao for shameless bit of relevance is about as cash grabby as it sounds. This at least has grrr though. Grrr is so bad it's funny. Passo Bem Solto never had grrr. Meanwhile, I'm comfortable to admit I just don't really get Brazilian funk even when it isn't as content sloppy. I don't enjoy this because, well, it gets less and less fun every second after the minute market passes, but I can't in good conscience put this below Dame and Girl. Oh, this is slap house. And not fast slap house either, it's really mid-paced, and the pretty alright vocal melodies do not work with this darker bass sound in the slightest. This feels like it would need way more organic sounding instrumentation to work. And here's the bit where I might start to lose you all. K-Pop Demon Hunters is a pretty good film with a lot of flaws that get deeper the more I think about them. And probably my only contentious take on it is that I don't think the soundtrack is particularly good. At all. This is another one of those weird soundtrack songs where it's trying to be both a parody and an actual song that you can stream casually, and the writers and producers certainly succeeded in making something that sounds sugary and artificial and just the right way to feel like pop music's uncanny valley. Just like with most of the album, the production sounds really flat on headphones. I don't think there's any depth to this mix at all. And whilst discussion of the lyrics is basically pointless, calling someone your soda pop is a metaphor that manages to be both strikingly childish and shockingly filthy at the same time, and I cannot stand it. And this one is scarcely any better. It's reheated Stray Kids nachos that forgot the part where you have to make it slap. This is just flat. Based off those synth chords, you'd think it's about to become either electro house or future bass, which would be amazing, but then it just becomes a really boring, flaccid trap pop tune that never really goes anywhere. Tomorrow by Together seem to get stuck with some of the cheaper K-pop music production budget, and they're by no means charismatic enough to save a mess like this. Guys, I don't get it. This is like ridiculously average, right? We heated nachos in song form, dance melody Grand Prix core, 143 deep cut energy, a blatant retread of Ives' I Am, which admittedly does have a little more punch in the vocal line, even for as much as EJ struggles to hit that note in the post-chorus. I appreciate this being here at least because it's a 2025 thing released in 2025 that's, well, charting in 2025. But I've heard so many mediocre synth pop songs with this exact sort of compressed, super plasticky 12/8 groove that I struggle to be enthused by this. And speaking of things I struggle to be enthused for, Demi Lovato's back. Someone cheered. Probably. Multiple times. I appreciate the experimentation, and after 2 extremely bland singles for the new Ed Sheeran album, I appreciate that this at least has a distinct sound, but Ed is just not the guy for this sort of song. Regit Singh's uncredited feature carries what is otherwise a pretty, weak song overall. Nothing special about this one. I don't really know what the general consensus on K-pop groups are within the community itself, but I'm pretty certain that Twice used to be really good, right? You make me feel like, this song feels special. It's the sort of sugary pop magic that the American industry could only dream of creating. And between this and their almost hit from earlier this year Strategy, I have to admit those lofty expectations are not being held up. At all. I'm not a fan of this cheerleader hook much, and K-pop R&B production is generally really spotty at the best of times. And this one does at least have a really solid Miami bass groove, and even then it's unexceptional at best. I guess it's nice and well made, and the girls' vocals are solid, and it's definitely better than the total mess that is Strategy. Holy fuck, that song needs a Megan verse to save it, but I'm not impressed by this either. Come on, dip your hip into it. Honestly, the K-pop charting right now just isn't some of the best, huh? I guess for a subunit from the comically oversized NCT group, it's enjoyable enough for what it is. That house beat has some actual punch, which is nice, and I really like that vocal choppy synth in the back of the chorus as well. Still, this just isn't hitting for me, which annoying means I have to place it below. The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. Unfortunately quite fun and catchy, but also fuck off. Weren't we seriously calling this man a pedophile a year ago, and now we're just complacently giving him a career? Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake and dance in the club with your homegirls. Thankfully, this is really just an exhibition of Elkan's production skills over anything else, and that's all vastly preferable to pumping out more Drake through my ears any day. Oh, the Hits 2021 mashup guys are back. Really? I mean, this is really basic, but the vibes are nice enough, so I gave it a pass. Yet it's yet another song from the soundtrack that sounds really overcompressed and thin, but otherwise it's at least a decent take on a Blackpink-type song, even if it's kind of a mess and flat in the wrong places. The Twice version has better vocal mixing, but the Huntrix version has more personality. So it evens out to a low 6 out of 10 regardless.
Admittedly, part of my tolerance for this could be because it finally unlodged Miles on it from #1 on the now completely stagnant US Hot Dance chart, but for what it is, I think it works. Solid groove that makes use of the insanely catchy melody quite well. Almost comically basic and clearly very quickly thrown together, but for the guy who gave us Slap House Love Story and the Do You Like Resonance mashup that stuck around for a shocking long time, this is surprisingly well done.
My god, David Guetta trend hopping. I could have never seen that coming. I guess it does make sense that he would drag out an old idea that's been sitting in the vaults for over a decade now, for so long that covers of said idea have existed for multiple years, by rehashing it into whatever the style of the moment is. But did it have to be this blatant? It's just Revo's You and Me remix again, which means that I do actually think it sounds really nice. It's one of the better Sia vocal performances for sure, even if I think what made it to release sounds shockingly similar to that original decades-old ID. And the production on the drop is actually really clean and spacious in a way that songs with Get His Name on them generally aren't. I'd even say I love that lead a fair bit. But it's also just tantalizing, part 2, and there's just gentrified Afro house with all the edges sanded off, and this having the longevity that it's had is probably not a good sign for the future. What can I even say about this? Of all the songs I expected to come from the entire Cat's Eye project, the 2020's equivalent of Cher Lloyd's Swagger Jagger was not one of them. Loud, unrelenting, annoying garbage that also completely fucking bangs from start to end. That started as an insult, but slowly turned into a massive compliment, as most of my opinions on Swagger Jagger tend to do.
Gnarly.
Don't talk to me.
Anyways, is this common knowledge, or did you all just learn that Andrew Taggart is technically involved with the creation of this song?
They could describe everything with one single word.
Yeah.
You know? Like boba tea, Tesla, fried chicken, smashing on the Hollywood hills.
This was posted in 2023.
And you'd be like, game.
It all makes sense now.
You make me feel.
So, do any of you remember that other movie soundtrack that was supposed to be the soundtrack to 2025? Anyone? At all? I haven't actually heard the soundtrack in full, it's probably okay, but when the high point in both success and quality is pretty universally agreed to be the Tate McRae song, I feel like I have the right to skip.
I wanna make my mind up, 'cause I know where this might go, wanna take your time up.
It's not even that this is bad though. Tate's finally got the message to sing in her lower register. The production moves along at a really solid pace. There's an actual groove beyond weak pop trap for her to play off. And yet I struggle to care about this really.
Eyes on me, watching my back, just like this, here for the night, and we burning.
Definitely good though. And does anyone else think it's weird that her team is choosing to have a long dead half single from So Close to What to get the airplay push months after release, while letting this slowly slide down the charts pretty much everywhere?
We broke into a million pieces and we can't go back, but now we're seeing all the beauty in the broken glass.
I've been pretty harsh on the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack in this video, but I have to admit that this one is actually pretty solid. Yes, the mix is still kind of thin and EJ's over-singing a fair bit, but the orchestral elements are really well implemented, and the melody's really solid, and the final moment when the beat really gets going is honestly kind of great. Kind of expository as well, but you know what, this works a lot. So I'm starting out the great tier with probably the most beloved song on the list. I mean, this is really damn solid. AJ Cook's production is really cool and novel as always, and Charlie's auto-tune vocals are just a great fit for it. But I don't love this in the way I should. It's obviously great, but I struggle to really connect to this in the same way as some of her other best songs.
I just wanna go real hard, I just wanna go real hard. Pink diamond in the dark, I just wanna go real hard, I just wanna go real hard.
Imagine the world of Pink Diamond or anthems have become the big hits. That would have been absolutely fucking insane. And better. After having such a huge impact with Chromacopia last year, it does feel a little weird that Tyler's right back to where he was beforehand. With tons of critical hype, solid out of the gate streaming numbers, and yet not much chart longevity at all. And I guess that does make sense, because Don't Tap the Glass is a very immediate album, but I still think it deserved a lot more. I can't say that this song in particular is one of my favourites because it's a little messy in a way that really isn't complimentary on Yebba's vocals or the Knuck If You Buck sample, but even so this breakbeat is really damn pretty and propulsive. And for what is meant to purely be a fun present for his concert goers, it sticks the landing super well.
Like sugar on my tongue, your body is so sweet, sweet, sweet.
This isn't a particular favourite either, but that hook is really damn infectious, so I can see why it's getting the music video push. And it's also really horny.
Rock your body.
The beat slaps and that Fergie hook is so silly that it works. Sue me.
If I apologized a million times, and if I wrote you like a billion
So this is our massive UK-driven house hit of the year. Sure then. It's pretty easy to forget that MK has actually been in the scene for over 30 years at this point, and even easier to forget that he's actually American. He just pops up every few years with a massive UK smash that ranges from pretty good to all-timer material. And this is, well, more towards the former end of the scale, but it's been a huge grower for me.
Take us out the struggle again. Surprise and famous, and I need someone to spend these checks. So if you blame us,
I did not get this one initially, but In Time the Groove and 2025's most likely to be a one-hit wonder award winner, Crystal's admittedly slightly sloppy vocal delivery ended up really working for me. Particularly over that particular bassy house pluck sound that the entire song was built around.
if I wrote you like a billion rhymes, would you stay? Tell me if I'm still your favorite girl.
Yeah, it's super basic, and Crystal's delivery is most certainly not for everyone, but when the groove is as tight as it is, I can't complain about how big this seems to be right now. A few months after dropping an album that destroyed these charts for about a month, here's Bad Bunny, back again. And this probably wouldn't have been one of my favourites from Debitar Las Fotos if it had made the album. But considering the amazing run that he's been on recently, we were left behind with a really damn solid Latin house tune. I really need to listen to more Tiny. Dude seems to have excellent taste in percussion from the stuff I've heard, and he knows how to make Bad Bunny's voice sound excellent in all the songs they've worked together on. The percussion here just adds so much texture to the mix, these synths fill out the rest of the space perfectly, and Bad Bunny's auto-tune delivery once again just sounds perfectly natural here. Yeah, it's not as great as Hello Friends, Boquete, or De Te Más Fotos, or El Club, but it's a fun banger that absolutely continues his streak of quality. I'm hooked. So, Two Hollis is here for the long run, it seems, with this being a song from a couple of years back that's been getting a huge resurgence because of, I'm gonna be real, I don't want to look it up because it's probably bad. However, the song for certain is excellent. I was first introduced to Two Hollis by Gold, charting on Hot Dance for a week, and I can't lie, I kind of fucking hated it. And then I listened to it a few months later, and I got it. And then listened to it again a few weeks after that, and I just went back to not getting it. Even during that early period, though, I have to admit that Two Hollis was clearly super talented, and here he is with a song that kind of feels like Frost Children, but without the hooks, which still leaves a really impressive ragey electro house throwback behind. Glad it seems to be sticking around, because it's easily one of the most unique songs charting here, and I can't deny that this is by far the hardest banger on the list, but I do prefer my digicore to just have a stronger hook melody. A really fun and enjoyable house tune with a great clubby atmosphere that just kind of got outclassed by what's coming up on my top 11. Definitely more than worth a listen.
Don't bars, take it to the chorus. Ooh, wanna rock with Jenny. Keep your head down, nails done like Jenny. Ask when I'm obsessed like Jenny. Like Jenny.
This is basically gnarly if it was about 20% more palatable, and therefore I can unironically admit to thinking this pile-up of Diplo's production leftovers is actually really damn solid. And I have to give credit to Jenny herself for being the only Blackpink member who really adds anything distinctive to her own song material.
Run through your city, that motorcade. Soon as I enter, they close again.
She was pretty good on Extra Large, even if Doechii really is that song's saving grace. But here she just delivers every single moment with so much confidence that it's hard to even dislike the song because you're just so busy being blasted in the face by...
Ooh, wanna rock with Jenny. Keep your head down, nails done like Jenny. Ask when I'm obsessed like Jenny.
Oh, and on the topic of Blackpink... Oh yes, we've got a hot mess on our hands. And yes, that is one of the best things I can say about a Blackpink comeback. Has about 6 different parts, none of which fit together, and that's part of the joy of it. And fuck if this isn't a ton of fun in a way that I've always wanted this group to be. These drops go the fuck off, especially that final techno switch, which is probably one of the hardest things they've ever put to record.
Pink in your area.
And especially after their solo careers, each member sounds really distinct, even if all 4 of them do feel a bit reeled back to the song's detriment. Overall, it's just an absolute banger, and I have to thank Blackpink for showing all these K-pop demon unders how it's done. Done. Sorry, ignore that. Moving on. I am convinced this was made to show what would happen if Nokia was sung by someone more talented than Drake. And just like that song, there's so many fun little production touches hidden throughout, except Tyler is, well, not Drake, and thus the song is able to live up to its full potential. Still wish the title track or Don't Worry Baby or Stop Playing With Me could have stuck, but I'll absolutely take 5th best from an album this good. Not much to say about this one. It's an excellent little Afro house tune made by people of colour, which naturally means it was ignored by Billboard, despite the fact that it is both clearly dance and clearly producer driven. Good work, guys. Also, fun fact, this song's so good that it actually charted here twice. See? Exact same song, charted here twice. This one does have a slightly better chorus melody though.
I've suffered quite a few times with paranoia. Oh, I should name it, don't know what I should call you.
After being streaming darling for ages, Pink Panthers is now finally escaping one-hit wonderdom with a tribute to weed smoking that's actually one of the highlights of the Fancy That mixtape alongside Nice to Know You and Tonight.
Then later on, we can talk on it instead. Feel into one while you're sitting on my bed.
As expected from her, the production here is immaculate and complements her very wispy vocal tone perfectly. And in spite of the short length, she just knows how to use that time to its fullest. Somehow this manages to not feel abridged even if it only just reaches the 2.5 minute mark. Just a perfectly well-crafted vibe overall, while still feeling really distinctive. And in a feel like this, I can't help but appreciate it.
Don't nobody else make me feel like. Don't nobody else make me feel like.
When I first heard this one, I was honestly enchanted by it. Seriously, we're getting a Shalou-esque chill house song organically breaking through in 2025? Took long enough. And whilst that magic has worn off a little bit, this is still a really lovely tune that just does everything it aims to do pretty much perfectly. Every part of this mix is just so warm and relaxing, from the pads to that main glittery synth tone to the gently filtered drums. It's just a very safe and secure sounding tune. 2025 needed a song like this to become popular, really. And I hope Oscar Medke over here keeps up the momentum, because from a quick skim through his discography, I have to say he's probably worth keeping around. I am so glad Somber has a chance of sticking around. Undressed and especially Back to Friends have been the rare, well, bright spots of 2025 pop music. And here he is making funky dance rock. To the surprise of no one, I absolutely love this. The groove built around an actual bass line and guitar interplay that sounds fantastic. That little plucky synth solo after the first chorus that I absolutely adore. So I'm having a shocking amount of swagger for some guy who looks like he'd say the word mewing unironically. And call me obvious, but holy shit do I miss bridges in pop music. You know, songs with middle bits that deviate from the main melody? Yeah, we need those back. Please.
I need that blue white bitch on Depop, she a little teapot, 2 left feet, then Reebok. Shawty did freelance, now she a free thought. Should've never let that bitch alone with my seat.
So this is technically Fred again's biggest song now?
Could've been 30, could've been a G. Should've never snitched. Why you took it to police? Now they're looking at you funny when you're walking down the street, looking at you like food, trying to see where they can eat.
I mean, definitely its biggest in America for sure, and I'm extremely happy with that. The main hook is excellent because, well, duh, it comes from a couple years old Doechii song, but even then it's barely a highlight on what is otherwise a razor-sharp grime tune with some of Fred's tightest and heaviest production to date. Super punchy synths, amazingly chosen percussion, fills out the room but leaves just enough space for anyone featured on to go the fuck off if they want to. And that's exactly what Skepta does on here.
Peace is needed, getting impatient, blood. Everybody getting complacent, leg work, step on the pavement, victory lap, I'm back in the
Every line just absolutely hits. He takes the energy from this beat and just keeps it incredibly engaging for every single moment. It takes a great beat that has the potential to be great and just unleashes all of that potential here. Also, I do have to mention the remixes that have been coming out, which basically just keep adding guest verses to the song like DLCs on a video game, and yet somehow makes each one feel completely natural and at home on this beat, even if none of them really top Skepta's original verse. Denzel Curry, Humankind, and the Mexican OT are not rappers with especially similar energies, but Fred changed the beat to bring out the best in all of them while still making the song feel incredibly focused. In short, Fred again is still the GOAT, and considering that this is really stable for now, I have high hopes that this will go even higher in future. strange how this movie peaks in the first 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll show you well. Better come right, better not try and get into a level. Cause you might die, never the time, trying to start up better.
Maybe that's a little harsh on the film, but this song and the sequence that accompanies it kicks so much ass right out of the gate that there's no way the rest of the film, and particularly the soundtrack, can even try to keep up.
Logging you out like a lullaby.
There's no better way to sum this up than saying that it's a really fucking good Blackpink song, with the trap EDM instrumental, the rapping on the verses with bars that only barely make sense, the complete commitment to a bunch of ridiculous ideas that work because they're delivered with full confidence. It's all the hallmarks of what makes Blackpink great, but distilled into one absolute chaos bop.
Dun, dun. Hot tricks, don't miss how it's done, dun, dun.
The trap drop slaps. Even in comparison to Jump, each Huntrix member has tons of personality on each verse. The bridge is probably EJ's best vocal performance of any of the songs on the soundtrack. And this is the only song on the soundtrack that actually got stuck in my head for good this time. And then there's this final switch up, which...
How it's done, dun, dun. We hunt you down, dun, dun, dun. We got you.
absolutely fucking rips. How it's done indeed.
How it's done, dun, dun.
So, Smoke the Pain Away flopped. I am so proud of you all. So, after an out-of-nowhere country rebrand that led to an awful song that immediately tanked, Calvin Harris decided to go back to the 90s dance well that resulted in his biggest hits in the past few years. And honestly, I dare say this is the best of them. Better than Desire, better than Loves in a Past Life, better than Free, and, well, fuck it, better than Miracle. This production is just absolutely immaculate. I'm always a sucker for bright piano chords and house songs, and well... yeah, same here. Credit also has to be given to Clementine Douglas as well. She's not the most distinctive presence, but she's 5 out of 5 in terms of great credited dance features. And between this and Sonny Fodera's Tell Me, she's been having a fantastic year. Not exactly a belter, but she just has the absolute right kind of voice for this beat, and what a beat as well. There's nothing much to say about this other than it sounds like how summer should feel like. Every bit as bright and joyful and exciting and glittering and warm, and I could throw adjectives around all day to describe how good this is. It's almost uninteresting in its quality. This isn't a new sound for either artist at all, but it just shines like very few other producer-driven EDM songs this year have even bothered to try to do. And for that, it's my favourite song charting here right now.
how it feels. Rock to the left and I rock to the right, like